fast forward in come our channel so age politics avenue political source friend because make headlines na jemre na yedi bi action ho ni dem ya ho braxemu onia yenko yensimu ye ko yensimu ye shase free ye World Bank report by ameno ka say omu adina di pifi say na na do dan kwa Akuffo Addo COVID-19 nsenseme baaye baby obegine bia osimpi so bia no na wode akoye wode bon ho asafo nche se eno na ama na mamu no ateti ampansam World Bank report e apa se ni pribia eni mi no firi honso a chapter asehye proye ono ankase ni nua bema ken ofori ata dwumadia obediye kese akoye kono wa sunso ejaguni chima onia enya asim kutokra meni wakasei abojafo atrase insemi omajemre no mu gemu pensim ensemre imunwam yenhwene yeko ene de ba
teso ba bia nke potim na ka kwa mu ada because you say o sabe abehye ni pa roma what the bonnier the dream say and we bush for says kase wiama wo brother kenofurata
we no go tintim kase wo wiama na evidence bi eni wo de kase bi asikasem na nko
nko fa kenofurata mra no ma cheche ni amam and cousin won yare wo a dia say ace clan won ya wo do mra ye wo ayi wa no ha no benum bi wo wi anu asa akora kwantu wa she kutupa so you obi onum say wo ye obi pa we bush your cousin straight e ka wo be wo ba brother cheche ni amam ni abusuan e di wonte otuma say na busuan no di enko perception in film bi o me na me president when you obi am pointing kekewu say smart me mo am point obi keke ni bi eto okono adwan po different wo de ya busuan ni ma di president brother cheche ni amam che Ghana for wo wi a no asako ba bia wo no akoto ayarehwe so simple ye wo kotan no akono aboso say pa no e di na usuo di woni bone am wadi nti woni juri mo amaye nti no wabusuani eso ba cheche ni emamu no sikasem the whole NPP MPs almost 100 catch us up pam unua no fi ho okay wo se da bi omo ye ya so ke ne mo 3 weeks me hihye ne wi amepam no one pam no etwamu ko ya later wo se ma yi no asa obi ano advice so afimu no na ko sheba bi odo nko president wo now they dig Ghana dream say wie ya wo man bag so dwane o ne nkrofo na wi no so panchi a de be banye ne wo na dwane ne okọ kwadwo na dem kaza nya Akuffo Addo mamu Akuffo Addo mamu boni obebe kwadwo ya bre o me no kasai wo pe wo mpe o sa to abranti awu fefefe se wo tu kwa ya gisa ofasoro akokuma sa na kep kosu ni adade a wo fafo manya yie I be 12-13 hours now that's fie kokuma se because Akuffo Addo mamu ofunti wo be kwa election na wonu sa de bi ntwinye no de nsa kokwesi no adwiri kwaso no ase no keko square tokro mutu wo no kwadwo sa tokro na sa tokro no afeni ya feli sa tokro no minimum de potia no mo hwe ofom ho sa mamu no mo abu no mo de atete no de ase ni it World Bank me de make actually stromo aban ababa transfer we bibi na nya mema man nko 2 years o 1 year within that 6 months 1 year no ka say John Dramani Mahama baby anu nkrofo okon mo be think of mine no ye mfa kwa mu anya no man short report
on twem mo mfiso
enko pe ba bi yembre na ko fa on report ba report there na dey yekojo
matewase
etimi na kakra me kan say sere omo so mo monitor animo ne omo break quarterly and on benya mo famra bonten
because asem na wo kan no me kan report ni bi o ha no ma or say and you are right or say the human cost has been severe.
Thank you.
Or say the bank estimates that the 2022 crisis and its aftermath pushed more than 800,000 Ghanaians into poverty.
Thank you.
With income per capita stagnating around $2,200 per a decade, and poverty now affecting over 1/4 of the population. It's in the other man who say omugnak boss wano. Nanka mo dia ba sana wo kanu
sana me kan dikomo de ba
anka sa 800,000
Niema nu honum enya kra de sebe kwase anensare go mo sesa kakra na ko ma shift niema na ka brana ne yekom no e ka bi esubati otuma se mo ye di amankrofo akan ko gutokro no mo awie ama ne do be wu anya wu awie wo de report no ba de ye fanya dai enu na me ka chom se pa mo chew amamwo we koso no me ka ho bi me boa ne ba ye nyina ya boa bibi koso na nya omunye ne ntentem no mampani oti asem John Dramani mama de na so ti asem we mon kan kire no obe corrections tentem said e be ya Ghana fo konkoshe o ye wana o ye ndebi mu ansana mo de aba satam na se NPP o hin bi NPP se agu e be do 2028 na agu se ni pa ka o mpo mo se ko jo na no me tio pa wo demonstration ko
ai
ko form ko demonstration ko demonstration what we for no drug addict
okay ye hu say
wo nyina obi anya
interview clear course
wo nim de ntom do na agri mpo nyede insist so political opposition party where we party gina for GCP there wo kra mo fa grofo we go demonstration it be a party where do not sank for the demonstration there na sasa
okay
na me dey na me yan say we be you be fine gentleman like Sami Okumuni ade na say we mu supporters aka mu Sami da be power
okay
that 1000 years mu nyamai
me that say could you bo an yetin can and it's interesting. I mean, when you read the report or say about when you say warnings you me ba citizen ho warnings were also issued about renewed fiscal excesses in the 2024 election year. The report cites unbudgeted spending commitment of approximately $4.8 billion US, about 5.7% of GDP, much of it accumulated outside official financial management system.
Listen, my
citizen, my menu I didn't share a report here, World Bank, Abe. Yes, sir.
I think that I will side with Minya Kujo. Sometimes World Bank means so you say Oya Bazo. This is not the first time. Abanbia Wadwa. Even when opposition is saying things about the economy, the World Bank seems to always side with government. That same government they always applaud for their discipline and their commitment to fiscal policy. You know? When you are Wofidwa and the same World Bank comes to talk about that government, they did it to Mahama.
Yeah.
Same thing. Into the Ministry World Bank, and I'm not too sure what it's supposed to mean. Whether they always want to be on the side of government for maybe because of once I don't know. But I think they should also be up and doing. You release 2022 reports in 2025 for what? Since I am finding the information you've given us, what are we supposed to use that information for? We don't want any distraction of distraction. There, we want to remain focused.
Thank you.
Since there is a distraction for us to be going back to be talking about 2022. Really, is this really necessary for us as a country? You can be an institution or a body or money bearer or be on track. When you give them on-time information, that will be useful in their assessment of the governance of the country. But in my report, I read the 3 years old report. It becomes a distraction, and it doesn't even help this government to be focused. This government, or you say or the excuse another body. Like, what do you really want this information to be useful? But I've also realized the mischief. Some people are also putting what President Mahama said at the UN General Assembly about COVID-19, or where he wrote 2 years 20 decades of poverty reduction fight. We used 2 years to just reduce that fight. And they are relating it to Ghana.
Exactly.
The president talking as one Ghana. Or can globally. Yes, Ghana will be affected. Maybe I make a COVID-19 when you soon do be our Ghana.
Okay.
When you soon do born, when you soon do papa, it's my Ghana. You know, could you KBC come Ghana yen during that COVID-19 period? COVID-19 period, you know, like the way we used to be. Into even the demand for the dollar and Akuffo, into exchange rate was better in that year.
Yeah.
But strangely, that same year, no sunyamani bubi owa oyede okosor. So, for instance, the containers, I mean, because I'm into freight and all those things, the containers are now work bano. The quantum leap are just ekakra inyamareba. The cost of imports in Ukraine. So, of course, so obviously the COVID-19 had its impact on the economy. But on no there, if you have built better buffer, because Mama we are free there, all the buffers are depleting. There were buffers left by President Mahama. All the energy sector levy heritage levy heritage fund now these were buffers created by somebody. I will so be buffer the day Jayana. It is Jayana. If it's a beautiful Furisia, people could have relied on. So yes, problems, challenges in bar or for you to rethink and look at the future. There, if I didn't maybe there, so China to I will be better prepared for those things. Yeah, you know, COVID-19 baba. Yeah, baby baba overcome kofu good name. So it has serious impact. Honestly, no bia you are over to work at the COVID-19 when you to be. But they be a when it happened to Nigeria, they took a Ghanaian there to do homegrown rice. Rice. Emo Nigeria would do would dria or Nigeria. Or a Ghana, you know, the no ye. And they made it possible. The one crack in Mumba. Because the money that they invest every year, what they cram mobano, no or kum 1 naira. And yet, if I didn't able boost of there during COVID-19, our domestication drive, you know, you to 2 animals in for so ye in day say beautiful Furisia, we are self-reliant. Yenchere, Yadiano Kibi, day. And during COVID-19 time, I said it that this is the time that in GCPP Dayaka about domestication it should be followed. Because our borders were close. How do you become self-reliant? We are over-reliant on imports. And Ikaya, President Akuffo in opposition, said that he would change the country from the Gadgisburg economy.
Yes.
Which is on imports.
Yes.
Obeno, or the Yama, one of the key things I'm supporting former President Akuffo on was that he was bringing domestication ideas. One district, one factory. Domestication. Planting for food and jobs. Domestication. Oben, any end. How did we lay things down in the all benefit of money than the same policies now you see now what do Ghaniska? We have heard a lot of people who went for money from Exim Banker. What's what the KCC factories are? There is Sakura land. Nothing has been done. People are putting buildings in the bush. And nothing is happening. They watched on. You know, many people have taken monies up. Projects are after one quite a word yen. Most show high no one find them projects. So how do you deal with those corruption fights? So when we want to talk about some of these things that happened, they blame COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war. Yes, they might have their own impact. But I think they rather took advantage of it to do certain things and we would have avoided them. Okay. I think the time you are saying COVID-19, na ye to amuna donko. We're investing dollars in digging a national pool, swimming pool. So how do you then defend the COVID-19? Now, mama, wo economy we shake. Because some of the investments are no idea no more money to me for pay friend. We were not doing the right investments during that time. It's one more thing. When you want to explain that yes, COVID-19 shook the foundation of the country because Ejumafu ofie, but you were still paying them. There were taxes which were not coming, revenues which were not coming, even though you got so much money and you even had surplus of it to support your budget. So it makes it difficult to have that intellectual discussion when they compare it to the investment you were doing at that same time. Why won't sikan moche? Moche ne de biscuit na kodu ball king. What you chase can, and it's not in Ma member of I think she was a DC or MC, and she was aspiring for a parliamentary role.
That's the first vice chairman, one of the northern.
You understand?
Yeah.
These were things that they said, and you kept on and you watched them to say all these things. You understand? It's in then as a World Bank even though I say the World Bank, that means some of it is not. We shouldn't be distracted by it.
Okay.
I think that all of us should remain focused as a country.
Okay.
We know and we knew, even though the World Bank was silent. You see, and this is what for me, as a party not in government, it makes it difficult for me to support my brothers in the NPP on the intimidation work we say about
yeah.
Because even World Bank was silent during your time. They could not talk. World Bank don't want to.
Harassment, the police won't change.
What about you?
What's the ultimate support your police harassment work? And yes,
I wish like woman and brain academy. I don't think that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But what I meant to say is the intimidation that you are talking about. That in terms of people being silent, because what I heard is culture of silence, right? And if you talk about culture of silence, if people were not able to speak about issues as they should have been spoken about during your time, people have only found their voices because they've strangely found their voices. And I like what he said. Also, now what
be that?
Chairman Afoko couldn't find his voice. He's now found his voice. You understand? We saw a lot of people who were quiet, teachers, headmasters in schools who were quiet, who could not speak about certain issues because they saw some who spoke and they were transferred. You know, so for me, that should not be the substance of the issue. But I just brought that in to tell us that if World Bank is going to give us 3 years information that is outdated, and we can't use it for anything now, we want to call on them that they should be proactive and give us information that will help us in our governance in a useful period.
Okay.
So that the information can be useful. But at this time, I don't think it's that useful.
All right. But as the citizen are told that's in the attending, can text messages in the face or WhatsApp messages in the Fabra making kind of on 055 056 7929 055 056 7929 making kind of amount Jumedie. So Aaron is here to entry at Tenassi. He's a member of the NPP communication team. What can I say? Aaron, but you'll be able to call
many have been a boko.
Adeng.
Bibianya boko. Mamini can chair when it for. Say Friday class last week. Umakea.
Now we absent here.
Na said minim say sanke yemianum NDC for and carbon geometry kwai. But a never maba. Na me betre di entia. Na miniha. The class prefect.
Aaron.
Class prefect in here.
Now
last week in the TN say deputy ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee of Foreign Affairs. Or MP or so my friend Nana Kwame Asafo Ayi. And now or send me UN documents be or more check the impact of the Binyiri fight.
Okay.
Oko Binyere na affected 2 main constituencies. Yes, so Latu Nakaba and Bole constituency. Ira Mahama Hone the adjoining constituency. Yen Tokwa between the Gunjes and the Brefus. Into a kind document no. Ni etie the foreign minister no. A call Abidjan. In fact, oko Ivory Coast. A call displaced Ghanaians no kind na. Ni di ebrabo nsisi so na sa wotina Ghana ha sei na ode okasa ansem yi se ade yi ade apa wan hwe ya 78 million be adwuma nkofu bi betina o man mu akase wutwantro akeka nsem bibre egu so enti ye bo anan led by the MP me or the meka team no ho if abrantie bi e friend PK Sapon from Whispers Media and nya photographer back ka ho yesi Abidjan Ukuada last week Wednesday and ne yawada no e free Abidjan eko Vonkoro 11 hours drive from Abidjan to Vonkoro then Vonkoro back to Abidjan but you see what kind of report na it clearly said nipa 48,000 and then tokwana affect you 48,000 e bie tu abatechima Samra boy abasi heye nyina ene bi nso ko Burkina de no UN for no emaye exact number because they are not getting the communities Ghana for it is a minimum se be atoyere nchema to oma omatu afri Ghana you see one Ghanaian kura no na Ghana ni ba ko pe e wa monte ya na ya anase emodi
we ensema hodo timi ko so chana no so amwa saudi mre e wa ha dasane so ba de ndia dumbi edumeni e besen vrem ya sumu yi